And one more thing to mention about GTTS library. You can see that when we saved our MP3 files using TTS save, the files were created in our current directory, which is week 12, right? This is the current directory that I'm using in this demonstration. So these are the files, Brenda, Buenos, and hello, and they were obviously created in this current directory. Okay, this is fine. Next item on the agenda is Programming Project 13. So let's take a look at its features and requirements. So this is our file that we need to go over, and the task is to write a Python module to streamline various kinds of console window inputs. And so the requirement is to create a module named inputlib.py, which is a collection of keyboard input functions. Okay, so we're going to try to write a collection of interesting input functions that we could reuse in many of our programs in the future in the console window environment, in the command window. So first, two functions proposed to be created are string input functions. GetString, and the function takes a prompt as a parameter, and will display this prompt to the user. Okay. Similarly, getString with default, we display the prompt, but also provide the default input to the user. All the details are specified here in this specification here. I suggest that when you create your own library, you just basically copy and paste these descriptions from this file and save it above your functions so that the documentation will be provided automatically with notes and so forth. So as we move along the examples of possible implementation of these functions, I'll go a little bit deeper into different notes and the description of which exceptions could be thrown from these functions. And after string inputs, this homework project requires to also create a list of functions to get integers, right? Get int, simply prompt and get an integer. Also get an integer with the default value. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about details of the implementation and what it means to use the default value. Also get integer within specified boundaries, like the minimum and maximum value. And reject. Obviously, we need to reject the inputs outside of this range. And also get integer with showing the prompt, minimum and maximum, and also the default value. So that we can provide this default value. And exactly the same set of functions we're going to create for common float input. So that these functions will be returning user input converted to floating point. So there are no detailed descriptions here because the rules are exactly the same. What comes next in this file, homework project 13, is this test driver program for grading. So basically, if you implement all of these functions correctly, and you include your module in this homework project 13, and you do all of these imports, right? So this is just a list of the two string functions, 4 of the integer inputs, and likewise the inputs for float type. Then if you just run this program, all that you need to do is basically allow this to run. And as long as it does not assert and give you any kind of assertion error, because it's using a lot of different asserts to check how your functions perform, whether they accept proper ranges or default values and so forth. So it's using this long list of function calls and verifications that you really don't have to worry about this. Just run this program and see if your implementation of the module gets through this set of asserts in the bottom without any problems. I will try to demonstrate this. And for best results, what you need to do, you just simply run your module, like you will import your module inputlib.py in this in the same directory, I suppose, right? And you just simply run this program without any modifications, and you can do it twice. First time you can accept all the defaults because the script in the main file contains default values, and it should not generate any asserts. And the second time, don't accept any of the defaults, but test the inputs with your custom values. Again, I will try to demonstrate this in a series of examples in our next video.